Good morning again, guys. All right, I wanted to get this video out to you before 9:30, which is when the stock market opens. So depending on how fast YouTube gets this up, we'll see. But that's about 7:30 when I'm recording it. I got a question for you. Anybody know what the 5 oldest, longest running continuing currencies are in the world? May surprise you, okay? The 5th oldest currency in the world is the US dollar. Believe it or not, it's been around since 1792. Now, there are hundreds, if not over the course of history, probably thousands of currencies that no longer exist. Lots since 1792. And I mean, I'm not talking about just, little countries that disappeared. I mean, think about the German mark, the French franc, whatever would be. Those don't exist anymore because of the euro. All right, so just saying. But the 5th oldest currency in the world that's still in existence is the dollar. The 4th is the Serbian Dinar, if you figure that one out. I mean, how many people talk about that? The 3rd oldest currency, the Russian ruble. It's been around since 1200 AD, okay? The 2nd oldest currency continuously used in the world, the British pound. That has been around since 800 AD. Okay, 1400 years the British pound has been a currency. What is the oldest active currency? Gold and silver. Yeah, that's been around since 600 BC, has been an active use of monetary exchange. Now, obviously it is not, you can't go into the grocery store with gold and silver or anything like that. But I'm just saying, it's still an active currency. Now, all good things come to an end, right? And I know there's going to be people out there who say, Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Bitcoin will probably fall into the realm of the French franc or the Swiss franc or the German mark or whatever. I mean, Germany's had so many freaking currencies in the last 100 years. It's ridiculous. Okay. But Bitcoin will eventually disappear. Bitcoin broke support overnight. It's down in the 1800s. Analysts are now expecting it down below 11,000. Gee, who said something like that months ago? Don't remember. Some guy with a beard. Okay. You'll hear all the people that say, things are great. It's going to, this is going to last forever. Let me see about this one. I went through and did a quick look just to see the best performing stock, if you will, in histories, of a year since 2000. In 2001, Acclaim Technologies, made video games, okay, was the #1 performing stock in 2001. It was up 1,482% in 2001. It's a lot of money. They went bankrupt in 2004. Okay. Hope you didn't hold that for the long haul. Okay. Remember some other companies that went bankrupt. Lehman Brothers, WorldCom, General Motors, Chrysler, Washington Mutual, Pacific Electric and Gas, twice. Okay. Nothing lasts forever. And this is my point. Will Bitcoin last forever? Nope. Bitcoin's worthless as soon as the power goes out. Simple as that. Okay. Will the dollar last forever? Nope. Okay. We know that. The Serbian dinar, the Russian ruble, the British pound. I mean, they've withstood a lot. Are they going to last forever? No. Okay. Everything has a shelf life. Everything's going to die. Except gold and silver seems to ride it through everywhere. Now, I know what a whole bunch of people are going to say. Well, you've been saying buy silver for, ever since the advent of the channel. Yeah, I have. And I'm not stopping now. And the price of gold is down. No question. Okay, as I'm looking at it right now, morning markets, 1669. Gold has broken the 1700 support line that everybody thought it was going to be. Gold could drop a little bit further. Okay. Silver, 1935 right now. It's kind of holding its own in this 19 range, somewhere thereabouts. Not complaining about that. However, the question is why? And this is why I go into how old the currencies are. And I want to show you something. Okay. This first chart here is the US dollar index for 2022. Okay, so this is year to date. And you'll see that the dollar index is, the dollar keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger, right? So the chart, so it looks to the untrained eye. Dollar's getting stronger as a currency. Why? Because it is compared to other currencies around the world. So let's look at some of the other big currencies in the world. Let's look at this one. This is how the euro has performed throughout the year. Okay? Down, down, down. Let's look at this one. This is the aforementioned British pound. Down, 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 down. Okay. But maybe we should go up against the Chinese yuan because, they want to become the new world currency, right? Let's take a look at what the yuan has done this year. Down, down, down with some drastic drops in it. Okay. The reason the dollar is up is because all these other countries are in worse financial states than we are. Simple as this, okay? They're going down and we're going up because our currency is stronger. That's it, okay, compared to theirs. If it twists, okay, if the yuan starts getting stronger, the economy in China gets better, or the economy in Europe gets better, that's what happens. And eventually what you have is an inverse, okay? Now, the gold price is typically pinned to the value of the US dollar. And I don't care if you're buying gold in Australia, if you're buying it in Zimbabwe. Gold is typically pinned to the US dollar. As the dollar gets stronger, the price of gold gets weaker, and vice versa. As the dollar gets weaker, the price of gold will go up. How many of you think that the dollar is a strong currency right now? We're just the strongest of a weak lot. That's all it is. Everything's getting worse. We're just not as bad in the United States as the rest of the world. We're not seeing 30,000 pound electric bills like there's a story about some bakery in Great Britain is. We're not worried about no gas like Germany is. We're not worried about famine right now like China is. Okay? We're worried about what could come here. They're actually dealing with it. This is why our dollar is supposedly stronger. It's just everything else is weaker. So how do you play against this as a prepper? And obviously, if you could buy gold, sure, you're going to. But is it going to be a useful currency? There's a lot of analysts that say gold is going to be 10,000 an ounce in a couple of years. It might be, okay? I still thought it was going to be 3,000 an ounce this year, and it still might be, okay? Be, more than a 50%, almost a double from where it is now, but it's possible, okay? 100% return is nothing when you talk about 1,400% returns in the stock sometimes, Here's the point. How do you play this? Now, junk silver, if you all know what junk silver is, it's kind of a misnomer in name. All right, junk silver is 1964 and before quarters and dimes, not nickels, not pennies, nothing, because those were 90% silver. You can easily tell if you look on the side, if there's a copper band on the side of a quarter, then it's not silver. If you look at it and there's no copper band, then you know that's silver. Okay. They're 90% silver. Now, used to be, probably not as easy anymore because a lot of people have done this over the course of many years, and obviously 1965 is a long time ago at this point. You're talking pushing 60 years at this point. A lot of those coins have been taken out of circulation. I remember being a kid and going to the bank and buying a roll of quarters, and we were looking for two things: silver quarters and bicentennial quarters. Granted, I was a kid. All right, Mom wanted us to find the silver quarters. We wanted to find the bicentennials. The bicentennial quarters still worth 25 cents. The silver quarters worth a little bit more. Okay. So how do you do it? If you're going to buy junk silver, or if you want to sell it or whatever, $1.40 face value of old quarters and dimes is 1 ounce of silver. So if you had 4 quarters and 4 dimes, you have the equivalent of $1 or 1 ounce of silver. Okay, so $1.40 in pre-1965 coins is worth about $19.35 now for the silver content. Now, you could have some very old stuff. Make sure you want to look at the numismatic value. If a coin collector, something like that, will pay you a lot more than that. Don't sell it for the silver value and find out, hey, this quarter was worth $50. But there's a very good chance, because gold and silver has been around since 600 BC as a currency, that in a SHTF situation, gold and silver will be your form of money. Now, as I've said many times, unless you're going to be buying land, it's going to be very difficult to do it with gold. That would be wealth preservation. When we come out the other end, you're still going to own gold. It's still going to have value. Silver rounds, like I talk about buying, 1 ounce rounds. Okay, right now they're worth about $20. Everything's always going to have a value, and people are still going to think about that value in an SHTF situation. What's it worth? It's worth 20, whatever they want to call it. Chances are, at least in the States, we'll still call it dollars. You may sell your tomatoes for $20 a pound. I'm just saying hypothetically. Okay. What would you want? You would want a 1 ounce silver coin, or you would want $1.40 in old coins. That's where the currency is going to come into play. We all talk about barter, and barter's great, but barter only works if you have something I want and I have something you want. Okay, and all of us have different things on what we're willing to barter. You all know me. I've said I'm not trading bullets for anything. Okay, simple as that. I'm not going to give you the opportunity, the means in which to kill me. That makes no sense, but some people will. Bartering your skills. You do that now. You go, I don't know, you go to work, let's put it that way, and you trade your hours of the day and the skills you have for dollars. That's not going to change in an SHTF situation. Now, are you going to trade your skills for a pound of tomatoes, which is a pound of tomatoes and has an expiration date? Tomatoes will rot. Okay. Or are you going to trade your skills for $1.40 in junk silver? Junk silver won't rot, and now you could use it to go get tomatoes or bullets or whiskey or whatever you want. Same thing. Currency will still exist. It's just a matter of us being ahead of the game and knowing what is going to be the currency. And my bet still is it's silver and gold. And how do you participate in it? Junk silver is the easiest way to get in. All right. And it's going to be the easiest means of trade when we use it. You're not going to be able to take that silver round and cut it in pieces. If somebody says this is $5, you're not going to give them a $20 silver piece, okay, or what's currently worth $20. You're going to give them 2 dimes, or whatever it would be. Smaller is better. You have the ability to make change, because if nobody's going to give you change, and if all you need is a loaf of bread and all you have are gold bars, congratulations, you just paid $1,669 for a loaf of bread. I have a dime. I paid $2. And we both got the same loaf of bread. Just saying. Make it work. Have a good one. Pinball out.